Hello everybody and welcome to the Stripped Down Kitchen. My name is Mike, I'm your chef, and we have a very special guest host today, the one, the only, Emily Tan.
Hello.
Welcome Emily.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're always welcome at the Stripped Down Kitchen. So what we're going to do today is a really quick, simple, easy salad. It's going to take about, start to finish, less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
As long as you already have the items prepared.
Okay.
So the only thing that you're going to need to pre-do are going to be the grains, if you want to use the grains. Because this is a whole grain salad, and we're just going to add in some greens and some veggies and some seeds, and if you can add nuts, but she's allergic, so we're going to go with seeds.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But seeds are great.
Seeds are delicious.
Yes, they are.
But nuts are way more delicious. Most of the time.
Rub it in one, yeah.
Most of the time. But at least you can have peanut butter.
That's true.
Yeah. Some people get screwed right out of the gates and they can't even have peanut butter.
Yeah.
And so,
I am pretty lucky.
Yes. So traditionally, when you're talking about salads, you're talking about vinaigrettes and dressings and so on. The whole purpose of this is to make it quick and simple. So we're gonna do a broken vinaigrette and we're gonna do it in the bowl. And so instead of getting a whisk or a blender and all this, we're just gonna dump it in the bowl. We just wanna make sure that the ratios are correct between the vinegar and the oil.
Oh, and that ratio is 3 to 1.
3 to 1, yes.
Yes.
So it's 3 parts, what's it, 3 parts what to what?
Oh, darn, we didn't
3
go over
parts
this,
oil, 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar.
Got it.
Okay, if you want something a little bit more toned down, you can use citrus juice.
Okay.
But then it's a 2 to 1.
Okay. So
'Cause
citrus
it's
juice like grapefruit.
Like grapefruit juice, orange juice, lemon juice, lime juice.
Okay.
It's more of a 2 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But so we're gonna start with the vinaigrette as the base, okay? Because it's a broken vinaigrette, but we want to have the seasoning happen as quickly as possible to the salad because it's gonna be really, really fast.
All right.
And so the
Should we time this? For time.
For
Dressing.
time.
For time.
3, 2, 1. Vinegar goes in.
What am I looking at? I have no watch.
So this is white wine vinegar,
Okay.
as chosen by you. But you can use apple, you can use red, you can use balsamic. I don't recommend balsamic because of the sugar levels,
Right.
but it's up to you. It's your show, right? And then, so this is 1 part vinegar and 3 parts extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah. Well, I chose white wine vinegar because I'm actually intolerant to red wine in general. So I figured that's a safer bet.
Yeah,
Did I make the right choice?
I would say when you have dietary issues, any kind whatsoever,
Yeah.
always err on the side of caution. And just make sure that you don't sacrifice too much flavor along.
Yeah.
And so the 3 items in the bowl, and now we're going to start the seasoning, salt and pepper. So just a couple of turns of
Good old
black
salt and
pepper.
pepper.
Yeah, so whenever I say seasoning, like here or even in the kitchen at the restaurant, seasoning in the industry means salt and pepper.
Got it.
Like, did you season it? Is it seasoned? Oh, we're talking about salt and pepper.
Okay.
Okay. Anything beyond that is a bit more specific, but it's really just a matter of the basic fundamentals of seasoning, salt and pepper.
I like it. I can keep my kitchen simple.
Yeah, I mean, my kitchen at home, I have a very, very tiny spice box. There's only like 4 or 5 things in there. The rest is salt and pepper, and that's really all I use at home
Okay.
because I use a lot of fresh herbs.
Yeah.
And so I don't like having these big cumbersome, you open the library of spices and everything is this big. The
You
box
just kind of stare at it for a while going, I don't know
Which
what goes
one?
with what.
Which one shall I do today? And so I added some Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to add flavor, but it's also, if you can see what I'm doing here, basically brings it all together.
Right. Okay, I see it.
And so you don't want to really focus too much on it has to be emulsified. It doesn't matter. It's just for you at home, it just needs to be quick, it needs to taste nice.
Yeah.
And so the first level of seasoning is done.
So it needs to be quick. You come home from work. You
Yes.
don't want to think.
Yes.
You can do this like on autopilot.
And so we're going to go in with, I usually go in with the sort of more crunchy vegetables first.
Okay.
And so this is red peppers, and you just learned how to cut those in a very interesting way.
Yeah, that needs to come up on like your stripped down kitchen tricks.
Yeah, so we'll also have a technique section. And so on the technique section, we'll show you how to make a proper vinaigrette. We'll show you how to, julienne something so quickly that when you do it in front of people, they're going to think that you're a professional. And so all of these tips and tricks are coming up. They're all in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And so first thing goes in, give it a toss. And these two items are red bell pepper and fennel.
And fennel. Okay.
And that's it. And so right now, you're just adding stuff to your salad.
I like that you're using red pepper too, because I think it's going to bring the color
Yes.
up, right?
Yeah, well that's the other aspect, right? Is we want to talk about what it looks like.
Yes.
You know, you eat with your eyes and so on and so forth. And so you want to make sure that whatever you're making also looks somewhat presentable or somewhat clean or colorful.
Perhaps you might even help us go into the mindful eating when you stare at your
Right.
plate
Right,
before you start eating.
right, exactly. And the closer it looks like a garden,
Yeah.
color-wise,
Yeah.
generally speaking, the better it's going to be for you. Generally speaking. Because you think about any type of fast food, what color is it? It's usually brown or some kind of opaque or some version of
Yeah.
golden brown.
Yeah. It's like weird soil.
Everything. Yeah, it's like nothing, that's not a natural color. It's
No.
made with frying and so on. And so we're going to put in the grains, because this is a whole grain salad. We're using 3 grains today.
Okay.
Quinoa, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody is, because it's the hot thing.
So that's just regular yellow quinoa.
Regular yellow quinoa, you can use any color you want.
Okay.
You just follow the cooking instructions on the package because they won't lead you astray. And then barley. So a lot of people are familiar with barley as well. Very underused. And then my favorite of the 3, which is farro, which is
Yeah.
basically...
I don't know what farro is.
It's basically Italian barley. But it has the germ still on it, so it's got a more nutty flavor.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more chewy.
Okay.
But in a good way, not in a
So
bad
we
way.
can have a chewy salad.
Yeah, exactly.
This Italian
It's-
pasta with brains. Italian gravy.
So the Italian grains are gonna do, well, I mean, I just like it because it's just different. Like not people usually don't really know about it, and it's really nice.
I like different.
And so, in addition to what you said about color, we're talking about texture as well. You don't want to have the same texture and everything
Yeah.
because it's just boring. And so, the raw veg sliced like that with the chewiness of the grain, you're gonna have that sort of dynamic, and you're gonna add to that dynamic by adding the sunflower seed and the pumpkin seed.
More crunch.
More crunch, more protein, more fat.
Yes. Good that.
Good fat. Yeah. Give it a stir, and then you're gonna go in with your greens. In this case, we have baby spinach and arugula.
I just learned recently that arugula is also known as rocket.
Yes.
Literally the same thing.
Yes, exact same thing.
Depending on how anal you are, we're calling it arugula or rocket.
And in Hong Kong, it really depends on. You can tell a lot about the caliber of the chef
Yeah.
if you see rocket on the menu versus arugula, because they're trying to make it sound really fucking fancy, and it's just the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to put arugula. Let's put rockets. I was like, okay, sure. That was a common instance when I used to work at the hotels.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't see
yeah,
that.
yeah, because you obviously everyone has a different skill level,
Yeah.
and when you come into a program, and this was at a hotel, and you're basically in charge now, you have to deal with everybody's idiosyncrasies,
Yeah.
and you have to overlook other people's menus and proofread them and so on. And so even though I was basically a B and C student, when I got here I was the expert in English because I spoke English, and so all of a sudden I'm like grading papers. I'm like,
Grading the menu.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so basically we're done. We're gonna give it one last season check.
Oh, all right.
This is the
Let's go crazy with this.
this is the way you check it if you don't want to deal with bacteria, particularly in the restaurant. Like when you're cooking in the kitchen.
I don't know how to like eat this on camera without
Well, that's why I did it.
That's
That's why I did it. So you join.
Watch me smear this on my face.
Yeah,
Maybe that would be a different episode.
that'd be a fun episode. You know, I like the seasoning levels.
Yeah.
Just give it a taste and let me know if
Okay.
you need anything else.
I just
I'm
made
gonna
a
add a little bit more pepper, but I think everything else is pretty right on point.
That's my breakfast, by the way.
Yeah. And so, without any further ado, we're done. And so, minus all the banter, if you're just doing this
Yeah.
and all your grains are cooked, this is like a 4-minute salad maximum.
Yeah.
And so all we're gonna do right now is make it look pretty. and we're gonna do that by layering the grains with leaves so that you don't have a gigantic pile of grains on top, and that's all you can see.
Yeah. It looks pretty even out.
Yeah, so all you really want to do is even it. And then you get everything, clean up your plate, and there's your salad. And that's all it takes. It takes 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Your salad is done. If
Yeah.
you want, you can add more protein to it. This is currently vegetarian.
Muy bueno.
Vegan, actually. It's
Okay.
vegan. So all you,
Even better.
yeah, as long as you get your items, you know, the proper vinegar, the one that you like. I
Yes.
usually have 3 at home. I usually have white, red, and apple.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, white, red, and apple. Like I said, I usually stay away from balsamic because of the sugar content, and it's quite like a punch in the face. And you know you're eating
Yeah.
balsamic vinegar,
Oh yeah.
right? And so I like to have more subtle flavors, especially because I eat my dinner at 1 in the morning. You know, I don't want to have these big punch you in the face flavors because I'm gonna go to bed in an hour and a half or 2.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to have any issues. And so I usually stay away from balsamic. It's just a personal choice.
Okay.
But you can have whatever you like.
Okay. I quite like white wine.
Yeah, white wine's very nice.
Vinegar.
Yeah. Of course, if you know you want to be more health conscious, use apple.
Okay.
But the whole point is it's up to you, and you can use whatever you want. You don't have to stick religiously to this.
Yeah.
It's just really the concept and technique of what do you have a little bit of.
Yes.
If you add a little bit of everything, it makes something much bigger, obviously.
And keeping in mind how you want to look like, how you want the texture to be like,
Right.
and make sure of that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then boom, you have your whole grain salad, perfect for lunch or dinner. Add a little bit of chicken or fish. It goes well together, really, really nicely. And so, I think you guys should try this. It's a 2 or 3 minute salad. You can put in any vegetables you want, any greens you want, any seasoning you want. The whole point is that it's done like that, and within 5 minutes of you coming home, it can be done.
Brilliant. I like that you fancified it with Italian grains.
Yeah, the Italian grains made it fancy, and the quinoa brought it back to reality because that's the most important part nowadays
Yeah.
of fitness and health food is you have to go by the standbys, the staples.
Yeah, exactly.
Things that people recognize and understand.
Yeah.
If you want this much higher fat content, you would add avocado
Yeah.
and perhaps maybe add half extra virgin and half avocado oil. And so you can
That's a
play
good
with
idea.
you can play with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is just a base concept idea.
Yeah.
And then from there you like, oh, I don't like fennel, I'm gonna go with courgette. Or I don't like courgette, I'm gonna go with cucumber and celery and so on and so forth.
Right. I'm surprised you used the word courgette.
I've been here a long time. So I use capsicum and courgette and aubergine and
Oh
lift.
dear.
And lift and
Who am I
flat,
talking to?
and lift and flat and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you
You're very
for
welcome.
this delicious salad.
Thanks for joining us. This is the Stripped Down Kitchen, but more importantly, this is Emily Tan, and you can find her. Where can you find her?
On Instagram.
Instagram,
at
like everybody
the
else.
Emily Tan.
The Emily Tan. It's a very good page. You see a lot of interesting stuff there, from dance to working out to inspiration to really, really honest, I guess, really unadulterated, unpurified, unfiltered talk about her situation with cancer and dealing with it. And you can go to her blog and read all about it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We'll see you again the next time on Stripped Down Kitchen.